All right, now that JWE3 is officially announced, we have some more information here. One, pre-purchase now to unlock the Badlands set at launch. Build your own Jurassic World, nurture generations of dinosaurs. The series debut of juveniles, specifically juveniles, not like growth stages. It is just, I think this is pretty much confirmation. It is just there are juveniles and then there are adults, and they will transition instantly from juvenile to adult, and there will be no ontogeny. Create and manage sprawling parks across the globe. Let your imagination, yeah, that's all the usual. We got some screenshots. We got this is essentially the shot from this is absolutely the shot from the trailer with the brackies going through the deep water. Like lily pads in the water. That's actually something completely new I didn't comment on. There's a lot of things I missed kind of in the trailer, the first go through. Definitely the fact that there's like water decorations like these lily pads or whatever in here, or algae or whatever, is something new. Also looks like we got small rocks here, like little pebbly bits. I mean, we have rocks already, of course, but these look a little less like decorations, a little more like just variants on things. We got another shot here. This is again from the thing. Better look though at like the aviary looping under the rock ridge back there. It looks like maybe zip line in the back there. Are any of these going to be new? Probably not. Okay, this shot I think is a little cropped differently than the trailer though, because we don't get a good look at the second Rex. And here we see it much better. A lot of more stripes. Probably the male it's supposed to be. Don't know why this is not just obviously the buck Rex. This is pretty disappointing if this is supposed to be the male. The difference in pattern makes me think it is. So hopefully this is like a placeholder and this is updated, because this is not good. Shot of the monorail and the Japanese building set again. Looks like maybe there's some like reeds and stuff down here by this lake with like these rocks. Looking a little closer. This is definitely like the Japanese version of the Innovation Center here. That's all that is. Other buildings. Park stretches pretty far into the back. Yeah, not much to say there. This is something I saw on a rewatch I wanted to comment on. Look at how much stuff is in this aviary. We've got multiple structures inside the aviary. We got a bridge back here. I can't tell, but it doesn't really look like there's a path or anything here. So this bridge might be purely decorative. I wonder if these are like remote viewing galleries, or if there's another big building back here though inside. So possibly a rework of like the aviary system to allow you to kind of build some structures inside of it, which is surprising. Very curious. I didn't really comment on the walking pterosaurs in the video. I made a comment under the video on that, but yeah, they can walk on the ground now, which is huge. You can see there's like a stream here in the back, which is great. This looks like properly flowing water behind this tree on the side. So cool. Are any of these new? Is this new? This could be new. No, this is in the trailer too, I'm pretty sure. Another shot of the footbridge. Another look at the Innovation Center. Yeah, we can see those stands of bamboo. They literally look like they're the ones from Planet Zoo that are already modded into 2. But that's still fine. At least they'll be base game. Yeah, this trike, we saw this. This was also in the trailer. So every one of these screenshots is just directly from the trailer. But this is probably the male, right? Because the horns swoop lower. The frill didn't look noticeably bigger in this shot, but that would explain why the stripes are different. So that's probably another look at our male. I like the horns. The frill looked really weird in the editing scene, so we'll see how it is in game at the end when it actually comes out. The pattern on this baby trike, this is just the Pachyrhinosaurus pattern, isn't it? Maybe this is placeholder. With like these lateral different stripes. That I'm pretty sure that's essentially the Pachyrhinosaurus. So that's a weird choice. All right, so let's see here. We got the news item. We got the announced trailer, which is that's the one we already saw. Okay, the Badlands set. Badlands ATV, Badlands scenery items times 31, Badlands scenery blueprints times 5. So we're getting a whole building thing going on here. Pre-purchase now received the Badlands set at launch, including a collection of scenery items inspired by the original JP's iconic film dig site. 5 scenery blueprints for Montana Badlands, whatever these are. Oh, I bet you what it is. I bet you the scenery items times 31 are probably little placeable decorations. And then I bet you the scenery blueprints is a combination of these 31 items into like larger decorative pieces, right? I bet you that's why they're blueprints, because they're made out of the individual scenery items, and this will auto place a selection together to create something. That would make perfect sense. That's got to be what it is. Okay. Deluxe edition, 4x additional family units. We got, okay, new species at least in the deluxe. So we've taken a step back from JWE2 Deluxe, and now we have 2 returning species turned into deluxe only, and then 2 that are new. So the new ones are Guanlong and Protoceratops. Guanlong was a JWE2 animal that was cut, I'm like 99% sure. Guanlong was in the files for a cut DLC along with like Stegosaurus originally, that ended up getting scrapped. I think maybe it was Dilong. It was one of the longs. It was either Guanlong or Dilong. But this might be a finished up and reused scrap JWE2 animal. Protoceratops is a pretty cool new inclusion though. Shocking that we never got Protoceratops in JWE2. But it's a very obvious missing animal. But then, yeah, Thanatos Dracon and Concavenator turned into deluxe edition animals is a choice. I will say, like, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to get the deluxe. I'm going to pre-order. It's whatever. This is not a hill I'm dying on, at least not for JWE, of fighting against deluxe editions of pre-order bonuses. I don't like these things being a thing. But this is not a battle I'm willing to fight right now. There's bigger problems in our current economic system than video game deluxe editions and pre-order bonuses. Clark County scenery items. Why are these Clark County? What is that? Hold on, let me research. There's a few Clark counties in the US. Probably the most notable one is Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada is in Clark County, apparently. If my 30 seconds of Google searching is correct. So I wonder, is there going to be a Las Vegas? Okay, is there a Las Vegas level and this is giving you additional theme decorations for it? Or are these going to be decorations that are drawn from like the Vegas scene at the end of like Fallen Kingdom or something? Like why Clark County? That's so weird. Then we get like a bioluminescent mosasaur skin, it looks like. This is really strange. There's got to be some significance to why it's Clark County, and I can't put it together, but Vegas makes the most sense. Weird that the Rex statue is apparently specifically for Clark County. That's strange. That's really weird. All right, well. Fans looking to expand their park can purchase the deluxe edition, 4 new spectacular prehistoric family units. This is just 4 species, but okay. Plus a collection of scenery items inspired by a Clark County campaign level, and an exclusive Las Vegas ATV skin. Okay, so Vegas is one of the levels of the campaign. I'm getting the impression we probably have more of a real campaign this time around, like JWE1, with like Japan, Vegas, and Hawaii, and what was the other thing they mentioned in the article? There was something else mentioned too. Join us for some more details, yada yada. Generation of Dinosaurs pushes the boundaries of park simulation, featuring over 80 awe-inspiring species to raise, manage, and care for. Over 70 of these species can breed and nurture their own family units. Interesting that there's a distinction between available animals and animals that can breed and nurture family units. So hybrids would make sense maybe to not have juveniles and not breed, but 70 versus 80 is still a bit bigger of a gulf than I would expect. How many hybrids do we even have in 2? Like, well, we'd also would have like the mutants now for rebirth potentially. Although I honestly I don't expect Rebirth content to be in at launch. I expect it to be a paid DLC. But yeah, we'd have, the Indos, Scorp, Spinoceratops, and then we had the 4 hybrids, or I guess the 3 new other hybrids from the Secret Species pack. That's not even 10. Over 80, over 70. This is usually marketing speak for at least 80 and very close to 80, and at least 70 and very close to 70. So I don't expect over 80 to suddenly become 120. But yeah. What else would have like not have a male female variant with babies? Like what else would this be? Unless aquatics don't breed, maybe? No, we see a juvenile Mosa in the trailer. So it's not aquatics specifically. Maybe like Dunkleestes or something, because it's a fish. Very curious. Park guests will marvel as these creatures socialize and react to the vibrant world, display new social interactions and behaviors as pterosaurs line to walk. Semi-aquatic dinosaurs head into the water to feed. There we go. Semi-aquatics confirmed. This may just mean like Spinosaurids and Dinochirus, but still cool. Parents nurture their young after emerging from the nest. Creativity evolved. Powerful new tools to take a level of creative control never seen in the series. Easy to build dropping parks. Easily master intuitive terrain tools. I feel like saying effortlessly master intuitive terrain tools is setting up a very, like, it's really selling the goodness of these tools, and if they don't live up to this, it's kind of annoying marketing spin. But they looked good in execution, like in the trailer, so hopefully it lives up to this. Create waterfalls, mountain peaks, and canyons. Use texture brushes to add variety to landscapes, and precisely place scenery to craft stunning new parks and new attractions down to the finest detail, shaping the legacy of your paradise. For the first time in the series, cross-platform sharing lets you showcase and download parks, enclosures, and scenery creations in a thriving community via the Frontier Workshop. What a good idea. It crazy that we had to get the third one to do this. But like people love showing off their parks. Yeah, this should have been done sooner. Epic globe-trotting campaign. Please live up to that. Fans and park managers alike are invited to dive into the ultimate campaign, featuring a sprawling world map filled with diverse locations like Japan and Hawaii. You'll discover very new challenges across non-linear scenarios, spanning a thrilling original narrative. So maybe it'll be like the 5 deaths from JWE1, but it won't be a linear progression from A to B to C to D. It'll be here's the parameters of these different islands and parks. Start with whichever one you want, then you'll progress and unlock. I think the ideal campaign would be to make it actually feel like a franchise, where you like leave an island, go to a different one, and come back and jump back and forth to like expand multiple islands over time. Goldblum's back as Malcolm, of course. Perfect. Expected. Man needs paychecks, always, for sure. Control the Chaos, feature expanded and refined management systems. 3 introduces new ways to run your park safely and security. Security cameras and a maintenance ATV. Keep threats under control, delivering critical repairs and streamlining your response to escape dinosaurs. Okay, so some new management aspects to security with cameras. And a new vehicle. I'm going to hold my breath on refined and expanded management systems until I see them in action. Really easy for them to just add like, oh, here's a third vehicle type that, can only do a fraction of what the vehicles used to do. This could easily be very underwhelming, but we'll see. Explore new ways to entertain your guests, including attractions which will allow them to get up close and personal with their dinosaurs, or experience your park from a bird's eye view. Are we getting JPOG style balloons or like a helicopter tour or something? Definitely seems like they're responding to our request for more attractions. Will we get a boat tour? Good question. All right, well, that's everything here in this. Do we get a better look at the Guanlong and Protoceratops somewhere? Perhaps. Does the deluxe edition have its own page? Wait. This is different text. hold on. We did that. We looked at the news item, right? This was the news item specifically. Let's check this other stuff. So we get a little bit of a better look here at the Guanlong and Protoceratops, very barely. The Guanlong is essentially a feathery Proceratosaurus, more or less. Guanlong is a Proceratosaurid, or at least an early Tyrannosaurid, right? I think so. It's a crested little Tyrannosauroid guy. Protoceratops with the quills on the tail. Love it, love it. Very cool. Protoceratops is looking pretty good here in this tiny shot, as much as I can see it. All the scenery shit. Okay, I'm not going to read all this out again because this is mostly reprinted, but I'm going to skim for differences because I already saw one. Because this is completely reworked. So scenery items inspired by the original JP dig site: canopy, mobile home, fossils, computers, a fossil finder, and a prop ATV. Okay. So probably one of like the scenery blueprints will be like the fossil excavation site. One will be like the trailers where they talk to Hammond. Like that makes sense. 4 additional spectacular prehistoric species of 4 spectacular prehistoric species of family units. That is a mouthful and is not phrased correctly. Next entry, blah blah blah. Oh, the little GIF here is different. So that's a raptor with a very brightly colored nose and a little babby. Very interesting. Not exactly inspiring me that we might have new and exciting patterns for the goddamn velociraptors, which sucks. They really do deserve to have a good pattern, and this isn't really looking like they're gonna get it. Let's zoom in a little bit here. It'll be a little off to the side, but it's fine. At least it's bigger. Yeah, it's just like a splash of like copper on the nose for this raptor. That's not much. The baby looks like it's got a little bit of striping. That's fun. Create havens, blah blah blah. So this here says over 80 awe-inspiring prehistoric species, specifically 75 of which will allow you to manage, breed, and nurture families of dinosaurs across entire generations. So I think it's the hybrids, right? 75 regular animals plus Indominus, Indoraptor, Scorpius, Spinoceratops, and whatever other hybrids maybe make it in, right? Including potentially the rebirth animals. I bet you that's it. That makes perfect sense. Then this is, yeah, just a variation of the previous stuff. Semi-aquatics venturing into deep water, pterosaurs walking on land. We get a little shot of, okay, so here's how the modular building, it seems, works. You've got like a little base thing that is the functional part of the building, and you just are slapping these layers of like decorative things on top. Interesting. I wonder if this is going to snap together like Legos kinda, or if it's going to be like align it yourself manually, because like PK's got a lot of manual aligning that gets really tedious. And I don't know if this will be that way. Like the big thing here, I think, that is kind of the giveaway is the outline of the base of this building never changes, right? So you've got this big flat section with this little box in the middle and the path connection very clearly laid out in the front. And then they just add stuff on top around it, but they never extend beyond the border. So this feels to me like this might be the kind of compromise between PK and JWE2 that I want for like building design, where I don't have to manually like move every piece to put it into position. And I can just kind of, you know, it kind of assembles itself a little bit. Yada, yada, yada. Steep slopes. That wasn't explicitly said in the other thing. Balloon tour. We got a balloon tour confirmed. New attractions such as the balloon tour, a close-up attraction that lets dinosaurs see and touch prehistoric animals with a dinosaur encounter, and more. So this is essentially like Gentle Giant's petting zoo shit. Like, I would assume this is literally like you have certain animals that are not like actually threatening, or babies maybe even, and you can do this like up close dinosaur encounter and have like a direct guest to animal interaction. That is really cool. I really like that. Honestly, I didn't need the balloon tour. I don't. This doesn't. I don't. I'm not gonna read balloon tour and like clap and like lose my mind. But the dinosaur encounter sounds really cool. I really like that. I'm not against a balloon tour, just to be clear. Like, take it or leave it. I'm completely agnostic on the balloon tour. Create and upload cross-platform on the Frontier Workshop. Browse the very best creations of the community. Place them in your own game. Craft your custom parks. This could be pretty fun for the channel. I can already imagine doing parks where it's like, you know, anybody who wants to design a building or something or an exhibit, you know, you can design it, upload it, send me the link, and we'll use it in a park, right? And we can do like a collaborative park or something. That could be a neat thing. Epic new campaign. Ooh, we get a little hint here of how this may work. So yeah, we see like these different locations with their own star ratings. It looks like they just switch between them. So we got Las Vegas, Japan. We got something in Central Asia, something in Montana or whatever. Very cool. Join familiar faces, including Malcolm. Non-linear campaign. Sprawl locations such as the Montana Badlands. Confirmed. That's a really fun callback to JP1. Japan. Offer thrilling new challenges. Every decision. Test your park management skills as you balance competing human interests with the delicate integration of your dinosaurs into a modern world. You need to juggle your reputation with 3 industry sectors and the unique demands of an array of site-owning clients. Not everyone wants to see dinosaurs thrive. Okay. So like a fun refinement, I think, of kind of the campaign mechanics. I mean, this is definitely feels way more JWE1 than 2. Which I'm happy about. As long as we still have like, you know, challenge mode and maybe some like chaos theory equivalent on the side. Which honestly, there's no reason for chaos theory and challenge mode to be separate things. Honestly, like that is really the same concept in both cases. But as long as challenge mode still exists, I'm happy. And custom, hopefully, and random dig sites, hopefully. Hopefully, we don't have to wait 2 years to get like some of those features back in the game. If it's not in at release, I get it. But like, we shouldn't have to wait forever for like random dig sites. Control the chaos. This Rex, this to me is a male Rex again. Look at the patterning. I guess the patterning kind of evokes the Buck Rex like a smidge, but I don't know. He needs like a defined waddle. Maybe the eye ridges are a little more exaggerated, but I don't know. I don't really get like distinctly Buck Rex vibes from this, which is what I'd want to see. We'll let the game come out. I'm not going to overly judge some of the finer details because like this is the kind of thing they'd still be working on, is refining the models and the skins and things. Set your site to run up as efficiently as possible with powerful and accessible park management tools. Chaos is uncertain. Prepare for disaster using new security cameras that will automate the response to escaped dinosaurs. Deploy your maintenance team to keep threats contained by delivering repairs across the island. Okay. Scientist avatars are created by using generative AI. Okay. I'm not going to lose my shit over AI. Like, this is relatively benign as far as relatively benign AI usage goes. I'm not an AI fan. I don't really think what we have is actually AI, for one. It's not really that. But I'm not going to, like, boycott this or something. This is, like... I'm a bit of a pragmatist in the sense of, like, these things are coming. We can't get rid of them. So if they're used in ways that seem relatively appropriate, I'm just going to shrug and accept it. At least they're just upfront about it and they're just stating it, I guess. That's something. Okay, so I'm going to go looking for any additional content and see if there is specifically a deluxe page. Okay, we do have some other different things floating around on the web. On Frontier's page itself, they have this little life find away, blah, blah, blah. We got different screenshots here. We got a nighttime shot of some other very fancy building set. Very, like, I don't know, European or Greece themed or something. We got, like, Megalodon fountain, maybe. Interesting. There's a lot of like dinosaur statues. You can see like pteranodons over here and this one on top of the fountain. I wouldn't be surprised if these are actually added to the decorations. Like this isn't a fountain that has like megalodon decorations. It's a fountain that has the capability to add decorations to it, which can include these like megalodon statues or something. Not sure there's much else we get from this other than the fact that it's this new like building set. And then we got, it seems we got a close-up shot of the Concavenators, out of all things, from the deluxe. What's different here? I guess the patterning is different. Like, this one has the facial markings, and this one doesn't. I don't remember. Honestly, doesn't. It's got like the facial markings, at least the nose markings in 2. Maybe not the eye color. This is probably the JWE2 pattern here, and this is the variation on it. The baby certainly is a baby that exists. I don't really have any comment about that. Did the Concavenator in JWE2 have the messed up wrists here? This guy's got like classic Jurassic Park wrists. I didn't remember that being a thing with the Concavenator. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check it in game to see like as it goes through different animation rigs, but like it's definitely not doing like the curled fingers bunny hands thing here in like the wiki page. Yeah, no, that's entirely different hand position. Why did they mess up the hand position? What? Why did they make it objectively worse? Hard to tell. Maybe it does curl its hands into bunny hands sometimes in game. Huh, but still like I don't know why it would be rendered worse in 2 or in 3. That's very weird to me. One thing I noticed here, randomly searching for Concavenator, it somehow sent me to this page. Sign up to the Jurassic World Evolution 3 newsletter to get the latest news and exclusive content. Sign up and receive an email exclusive ATV skin at launch. So if you want this ATV skin, I guess you gotta sign up for this newsletter here. So maybe do that. Yeah, I guess the conch here in the back doesn't have its hands curled. It's part of whatever this like roar animation is that makes it look so bad. I don't know if that's into. Renew or change your cookie consent. Excuse me? I guess I'll allow all. Okay, that's the trailer. Buy now. 4 additional family units. Okay, wait, can I see this in bigger image? A little bit bigger. Okay, this is like a different shot, right? The patterning looks pretty nice on this. The baby looks like a little goblin, but it should. No, I like the Protoceratops. This looks really nice. This looks good. This is awkward, this interface. Because now I have to like click back this little arrow to like look for different things. Is this the Clark? Wait, this screenshot is here for like the bonus skins and scenery. Is this actually the Vegas building set? That doesn't... Is it? I mean, maybe that's Vegas in the background there with that like lit up area, but that doesn't feel like Vegas to me. Maybe that's Vegas in the back there. I guess this could be like casino inspired architecture here. Maybe that is Vegas. I suppose that would make sense for why they have the screenshot. That's weird though. That would not... I haven't been to Vegas, so maybe that's actually pretty reasonable. Oh yeah, this is a different little shot. Oh yeah, you can see like the monitor that Grant touches there. That's really fun. That's really fun. Our games. Okay, still don't have a good shot of the Guanlong. What about news? That just takes us down here. I will continue investigating. Now, here's a little bit of a bigger shot, but kind of blurry, maybe from the stream or something. I was busy, so I didn't watch it, but a little bit of a better shot at the Guanlongs. I mean, they look like what you'd expect for a little feathery fella. And we could see the Thanatos baby down here. It's a little off screen. I'm not going to try and move it up because this is as far as the page goes, but sure. Yeah, I mean, Looks like the head shapes are a little different on the male and female. The Thanatos differences aren't like crazy to me. I mean, either with the conchs, right? It's just some subtle differences in colors. So definitely not every like male female pair is going to be crazy different. The Guanlongs actually look like they might have the biggest difference because there's like the coloring feather on the feathers here on the throat of the male, presumably. This one definitely screams male, and this one screams female to me. Also interesting having this like feathered early Tyrannosaurid and not having like any wing on it, but maybe that's accurate to that kind of state of dinosaur integument. I don't really know. Reddit is saying 82 species, so maybe this came from the stream somewhere too. Functional tables and chairs, sure. If it is 82, then that would be 7 things that don't breed in base game. So that could still be the hybrids. It would be the Indos, Scorp, and then like the 4 from the DLC. But it's weird that they'd include all those hybrids. Unless, of course, Rebirth stuff is in at launch, and then we'd have the mutants, and then maybe we don't get the hybrids, the extra 3 non-canon hybrids from the Secret Species pack. Then there'd still be like one odd one out? Am I forgetting a hybrid? 2 from Camp Cretaceous, 2 from the movies, plus the Rebirth. Right? I'm not forgetting anything. What else would it be that doesn't breed? It's got to be like the hybrids. Unless there's just an animal that they just like put in and they just didn't bother making a baby for some arbitrary reason. Like the Giga or something. That doesn't feel very correct. That doesn't feel like a good thing to do. I don't know. Apparently the game's playable and people have played it. So prepare for more leaks maybe. Oh yeah, this talking about species confirmation here on Reddit also made me want to bring up another point. When they say like 82 species and 75 species, that probably does not include the deluxe animals, right? Because if they sell the game as having over 80 animals that can at launch or whatever, that is going to be not including any additional DLC, which means it will not include the deluxe edition. Which means that if 82 was base roster plus deluxe edition, it would be 78 base, and that doesn't make sense. So the game probably launches with 86 animals. That's probably a safe assumption. Claims here that the AI scientist portraits was a thing in JWE2 as well. It just wasn't talked about back then because it wasn't. People weren't making such a stink about it. Which, sure, I mean, it's plausible, I guess. I didn't actually check the dedicated JWE3 page. I only checked the Frontier page. We got a whole pile of more information. 1. Campaign. Continent hopping adventure. Manage secure havens for dinosaurs around the world. Work with experts at the DIN to build and rebuild parks. Unlocking new locations, dinosaurs, and more to complete diverse non-linear scenarios. As park manager, often conflicting needs must be balanced with different factions. Dinosaur conservation shapes the campaign, security, entertainment, and conservation sectors. Forge with no tech, but beware not everybody will see eye to eye with your mission. What is this? This is the divider, it's not a slider. We got Sandbox coming back. This makes perfect sense. Build and manage your own perfect world. Impressive suite of creation tools, design and construct your dream prehistoric park. Choose how to let your creativity roar. You create without limits or set your own difficulty to overcome. Expansive customization settings. Okay. So we're getting theoretically customized, like a good level of customization of Sandbox and hopefully challenge mode as well. We'll see in a second at release. It's not. This implies that we won't have to wait to get the level of, customization we have in 2, in 3. Hopefully that's just standard at release. Choose from a set of locations featured across the campaign and previous Jurassic World Evolution titles. Porting in maps from previous games. Finally. I hope we have the 5 deaths. That'd be cool. Even though they're pretty basic at this point, still. Alright, here's my bread and butter challenge mode. Put your skills as a park manager to the test and to overcome a series of challenging scenarios, proving you have the skill to control the chaos. Race against the clock. Is it going to actually be timed now? I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to it being timed if it's something you could tune in a custom challenge mode. Build parks across stunning locations featured in the campaign. Compete to set the best completion times and beat the par time as you battle against a series of scenarios, which scale and challenge with your difficulty choices. So is this going to have like a leaderboard? That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick, dude. If this has a leaderboard, we'll have to push that shit. We'll have to fight. That'll change content for the channel if there's a fucking leaderboard. Holy shit. Successfully proving your prowess by completing a scenario will reward with unique skins and sceneries for use in any game mode. So they're keeping the challenge mode rewards, which I know a lot of people don't like. I'm fine with that. Okay, what else do we got here now? Let's look at this website. So, JWE3, watch trailer, pre-order. Yep, Xbox Series X, S. I don't know what the difference is. PS5, Steam and Epic, Windows. Yep. Standard edition, deluxe edition, sure. Could we see if we do find out more? Pre-order, back. Please update. Allow all cookies. Fine. So this is probably the same stuff, right? Really skimming. Yeah. So that's nothing new. Standard edition is the same. We're going to explore the website. I hear there's an FAQ somewhere, so we'll need to find the FAQ. Help life find a way, Jurassic World, nurture, blah, 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 blah. Features. Let's read more about features. Okay, Mosa, baby Mosa. A nice look at them. Learn more. Build your own Jurassic World. Wait, is that different than this page? Build your own Jurassic World. Okay, it is different. Construct, nurture, 82 animals. Okay, so there's the 82 confirmation. Probably 86, actually, at release with the deluxe. Manage, yep. Is this the same, like, article we saw before, maybe? Skimming. Okay, confirmation of the Indominus Rex. So we can confirm hybrids. Okay, 82 awe-inspiring prehistoric species with new species, community favorites, and icons from the World franchise. Okay. So, this directly implies that there are new animals at launch, not just in the deluxe. The roster is not strictly 82, 86 reused animals. We already knew the 86 wouldn't be reused, right? Management, fierce weather, dinosaur escape, sabotage, yeah, maintenance ATVs. That's pretty much what we knew. Control the chaos. Robust tools, new attractions, prepare for the inevitable. Powerful, intuitive, and park management tools, we believe when we see it. Robust tools, delve into data from your park to identify areas for improvement, use heat maps to quickly find problems. This is already in 2. Arm yourself data, increased rating across metrics from guest comfort to income, meet the specific requirements for your clients. None of this is new. This screenshot is not really telling us anything here either. New attractions, balloon tour, dinosaur encounter, or leaving dry land to gain a new perspective. Submarine tour, maybe? Or boats? This could be boats. Leaving dry land does not mean going underwater. It could also mean going onto water. Please give us a boat tour. Please, I am begging you. Boat tour. Prepare for the inevitable. Expanded detection and response systems. Watchtowers confirmed. Security cameras. Maintenance and repair team. New tools, facilities, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nothing else there, really. Globetrotting campaign. Choose your own path. Global network. Malcolm confirmed. DIN. Dinosaurs are now spread to every corner of the globe. The future of these prehistoric species on the line. Not everyone agrees. As commodities, animals need protection, simply a threat to be removed. So this is not tying into like Rebirth directly with like dinosaurs dying off. This is very much like Dominion coded and not Rebirth coded, which is surprising. Which, to be fair, like Rebirth talking about like the dinosaurs dying off really does not lend itself to this type of game very well. Choose your path. Complete objectives and make key narrative decisions to earn or lose rep. Remember, you can't always keep everyone happy. Do enough to impress the faction, get rewarded. Yeah, this is JW1. Create a global network. Journey through a multi-act story, jumping in and out of different global locations and parks as you create an international network of facilities for dinosaurs. So yeah, this does sound like you will be going back and forth to the different locations instead of just completing them in a linear sequence like JW1, which sounds fantastic. A+. Did we see creativity involved? I don't think we did, right? Yeah. Sorry, all these articles are kind of weirdly linking back to each other. Unleash your creativity, deepen your control of the appearance, tweaking every detail, intuitive and expansive out-of-the-box designs, push boundaries with modular building, terraforming, expanded customization. Expansive suite of tools and scenery. Construct from scratch or simply add some personal flair to an existing facility. Dip in and out of these creative options as much as or as little as you like. Pre-built designs and blueprints available to choose from. Yeah. So I think we can anticipate how this works. It's pretty much probably a simplified version of PK's building systems. Intuitive terrain modification, easily craft landscapes. You can even, oh yes, you can remove the need for fences and construct more natural enclosures using steep slopes, scenery, and pits. This is visible in the trailer, in this screenshot in particular, where like the fence like combines with the cliff back here and just ends and just terminates at the cliff. That was something I missed in the trailer. Also, the lagoon here in the back has a natural border on the back side and only has like the static lagoon like barricade on the front side, which is interesting. I did take some notes. Semi-natural lagoons, walk-in pterosaurs, building inside aviaries. Yeah, I think I've covered everything I missed kind of in the trailer. Social creativity, browse the workshop, put them in your own game, craft your own custom parks, sure. Generations of dinosaurs. Another shot here at those raptors. What a weird choice for like a raptor pattern to just put it on the nose. Why? That looks like shit. Give the raptors a decent pattern. Come on. Just pick one from the franchise and make it into a normal pattern. Give them a tiger striping, but like a different color palettes to use. This is not complicated. This is... well, come on. Guide, breed, and nurture families across generations as you rear them from playful juveniles into adults. Authentic dinosaurs and prehistoric animals, dimorphism, new systems. Raising young ones is no small feat, no different for dinosaurs. Juveniles bring a new challenge to manage that come with their own needs and behaviors as they interact with the world around them. So, to provide them with the correct support, and you'll rear your juveniles into adults, attracting more guests. Pretty much can anticipate that's how that would work. Like a juvenile should take less environmental needs than an adult and should be less attractive as a zoo animal. That makes sense. Genetic inheritance. Bioengineering returns in 3. Select traits for your synthesized dinosaurs to make them hardier or increase their fertility, and then pass them down to their offspring as juveniles inherit their parents' appearance and traits. So this was implied by like the dominant skin type thing we saw in the trailer. Looks like it probably extends out to all the genetics. Which could be a lot of fun, seeing those genes like get expressed through multiple generations or disappear or get reinforced or whatever. Very interesting. Somebody brought up there's an inbreeding system in Planet Zoo, so we could see something like that show up in here where you need to actually manage your population if you're breeding new animals in the zoo, which could be really interesting for the campaign if that's the case. Like, if part of the campaign is built around like sustainable populations and needing to manage like inbreeding, that could be an interesting angle to things. Advanced behaviors, 70 prehistoric family units. Yeah, this is just 70 species again, or 70 species with the full families. Dinosaurs raised, protect their young, compete for territory. So this is probably confirmation of the territory system coming back. Hopefully it's made better, because the territory system in 2 is very, very, very lackluster. It's mostly just annoying when it should be like a key feature of dinosaur management. It should be very interesting and compelling, and it's awful. So hopefully that's much better now. Okay, so back to the main website. We're looking at features there. Let's look at this again, make sure we got everything. Generations, creativity, globetrotting campaign, control the chaos. Sure. We'll look at game modes, latest news, announcement trailer. We'll skim this. This is basically everything we've seen. This is the same stuff from the website. There's supposed to be an FAQ somewhere. Want to find the FAQ. That was what I was looking for. That led me to look at this again. News and media gallery. Okay. Okay, we could get some bigger shots of these finally. So there's the MOSA, the bioluminescent MOSA. This is an all-new shot, I think, of this ATV here at night. Thanatos family, Protoceratops family, Guanlong family. A little bit better shots. All right, sure. These are all ones we've already seen. Yeah, nothing else new there. Okay, news and media. The one news item, community. Keep in touch. Frontier Unlock coming soon. Help. FAQ. When will Jurassic World Evolution 3 launch? 21st of October. Platforms available. How much is it? $60. Deluxe is $75. That's a... So not, you know, Switch 2 game price. What's included in the Deluxe? We know this. Pre-order bonus. We know this. What's new? Pushes the boundaries. Females, males, babies. Breeding systems. Yes. Range of tools. Scenery, blueprints. All new narrative campaign. Okay. Does the game link to the new film Rebirth? Taking place after the events of Dominion, our campaign is an exciting original narrative that sees players balance competing human interests with delicate integration of dinosaurs into our modern world. Work across multiple locations, including never before visited islands inspired by Japan and Hawaii. House and breed plethora of prehistoric species. Okay, so this is really glossing over the question of if this links into Rebirth. This is just ignoring any discussion of Rebirth and just saying, here's what the game is. It's Dominion 2. What animals are in 3? Over 80 animals and prehistoric units. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we'll be revealing new species and details before launching an upgraded dinosaur database here on the website, which isn't there yet. Differences between PC and console. Great experience. Game can play keyboard or mouse or gamepad, sure. Well, console users do have a generous build cap as a tool to ensure the best performance. So there will be build caps on console. Cool. But on PC, it looks like we can play until the game crashes, which is what I want. The way I can be mad about it. Languages, English, French, yada, yada. Where can you buy it? Yep. Coming to previous consoles. Nope. Only new-gen consoles, which is why we get some of these fancier systems. Because old gen couldn't run that shit. Okay, well, I think that's probably everything. I'm going to keep mining the subreddit to see if there's any other information out there. Shit, there was a view all button. There's more. Game Pass, no plans. Nintendo Switch, no plans. Mac, no plans. Come to any additional platforms, no plans. DLC, fully focused on launch, don't want to share anything regarding future content. There will be DLC. Are we going to get a DLC a month after launch again? We'll see. Multiplayer. No multiplayer. Share the creations, but you can't like simultaneously build. It looks like key and board and mouse on console. Yes. Gamepad on PC. Yes. Internet connectivity. Once downloaded, play offline. Need to be connected to internet to download blueprints. That's perfectly reasonable. That makes obvious sense. Will there be build caps? Yes. More to share. Generous limit. Share parks and build asynchronously like in Planet Coaster 2. Okay, I didn't even know this was a feature. No. Upload and download and share parks. You won't be able to build asynchronously. I guess in Planet Coaster 2, you can maybe trade a park back and forth to keep adding to it. That would be a pretty cool feature. It's too bad that's not in, actually. Maybe, I know Planet Coaster 2 is a bit of a shit show, so maybe there's a problem with this, which is why it's not in. Could be something they add later. Does it support widescreen monitors? Yes. I don't have a high-end system. Can I still play this? Be available through our partnership with NVIDIA's GeForce Now cloud gaming service. GeForce Now allows us to reach players who may not have high-powered hardware. Interesting. Will you continue to support JWE2? Fucking obviously not. Our talented support team will continue to help players with any issues they may experience in 2. However, our development team is now focused on 3. Yeah, obviously. 2 had no support for what, a year at this point, and is like a bug-riddled mess. Like, obviously it's not going to get any continued support. Come on. Well, it looks like that's all the news we've gotten for today. We'll, of course, keep covering JWE3 as more info comes out in the future. So yeah. Sounds pretty exciting. A lot to look forward here. Maybe we can do some speculatory. What animals do we think will make it in? The thing is, if the roster does have new animals, it's really hard to like fully lock who we think will be in. But I mean, there's a lot of like assumptions you can make based on like fan favorites and based on, what's actually in the franchise. Might be interesting to speculate on. We'll probably do a video on that at some point. It's easy content, right? Every other YouTuber is going to do that for sure. They're going to these are the 82 animals I think would make it into JWE3. I might as well do the same thing.